Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. We have some very important news today because what we do here on the BuzWeaver channel is we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the misunderstood, and we try to narrow it down to a concise, understandable, and digestible level. I know that some of my fellow conservatives, maybe moderates, maybe Green Party, maybe classic liberals, and even the right may be a little concerned about what's happening in New York, but this is not uncommon. So I wanted to address this issue because I'm seeing that it's getting misrepresented and misunderstood, but it is a concern and something that we talk about here on the channel. So from the New York Times, New York moves to allow 800,000 non-citizens to vote in local elections. New York will become the largest municipality in the country to allow legal residents to vote if the legislation is approved as expected in December. What? Wait a minute. I thought they said non-citizens. So how is it that they're now saying they're legal? Now, this is clever wording by the mainstream media, the Democrats and the left. Now, I don't necessarily give progressives or the hard left that much of a concern when it comes to being able to form coherent thoughts and rationality, but the people who write these articles are competent with language. They just use language in a way that can be confusing. So we're going to read a little bit more, but I just wanted to illustrate just from the very topic how easily the media tries to confuse people to get those clicks because it is a business and they are desperate right now because they don't have Orange Man Bad to cover. That's going to be coming soon though, but nonetheless, let's talk about this particular issue that has everyone alit. New York City's lawmakers are poised to allow more than 800,000 New Yorkers who are green card holders or have the legal right to work in the United States to vote in municipality elections and for local ballot initiatives. The bill known as Our City, Our Vote would make New York City the largest municipality in the country to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. So basically, legal residents in the United States are going to be allowed in local municipalities to vote within maybe smaller elections versus say like the general election of presidents or maybe even those for governor. So this is kind of a local thing, but this is how the Democrats introduce things. This, the boiling pot with the frog in it, kind of that slow introduction of things to kind of get people adapted to it. But this is the way the Democrats work, or I should say politicians in general, but the Democrats are very efficient at this, and that is that they throw things out there to kind of see how people react. This was a very common thing during the Bill Clinton administration because Bill Clinton would kind of do that finger to the wind thing where he would try to get an idea, a feel for how society was receiving some of the things that he would suggest. But we're in a different time now. We're in a more hyperbolic time that one could argue came just shortly after President Trump was elected, although it was around 2013, 2014 when we started seeing things like microaggression, safe spaces, and this kind of softening of mindset, softening of emotions, making it more difficult for younger people, certain groups of millennials, to kind of adapt to and accept reality. It seems kind of weird to say that, but we've always known that leftism, progressivism, and that sort of thing has always been one that I question the rationality and the coherence of individuals. But as you can see here, these are sort of the dog whistle things that are said within the Democrat community for the left and for progressives, so they get all excited. And of course, this itself will excite. And I wanted to just read something for you from my masses and masses of notes. Non-citizens, including illegal aliens, get counted in the U.S. Census. Consequently, the numbers ascribed to them are used for appropriating congressional seats, also allocating hundreds of billions of dollars down to intellectual localities. So what this basically means in plain speak language is that as illegal immigrants come into the country, we are seeing that Joe Biden, now I'm not saying Joe Biden is doing this, I'm just giving you an example like from those notes. Basically what happens is as a area in the country increases in its number, it allows for them to assign a congressional seat, as it were, or they get an additional elector, like in the Electoral College, because that is based upon the number of individuals within the state. And we, of course, use the Electoral College, not the popular vote. If we used popular vote, then cities like New York and California, and states like Florida and Texas would pretty much dominate our election system. So it would be a matter of, 4 states determining our entire, or the presidency, for example. And Electoral College, to a degree, some people say also the main states, as you guys know, the battleground states and Florida. And of course, back in 2020, of course, it was my state of Georgia that made a huge difference with the election. So this is a hot button issue right now, but I want to let everyone know, just calm down, just relax. Now, my mother is a legal resident. She is a green card holder. She cannot vote, at least not in the state of Georgia, not in the general elections or even local, but she has been called up for jury duty. We got her out of jury duty because, of course, she is just a legal resident. She has her green card, but she is not a citizen, so we were able to get her out of that jury duty. As I understand it, and this could change or has changed, it's been a while. Back when I first got my concealed carry firearm license, I believe I had asked them about this, but as I understand it, and this could change, this could have already changed, so I don't want any of my gun friends, my 2A people, saying, it's not now. But anyway, legal residents with green cards can own firearms or are able to get a concealed carry permit. Now, I believe they can still, like, open carry sort of thing. I'm not exactly sure, because like I said, it was a very one-on-one conversation that I had either with the sheriff's department, I don't recall, or licensing, when I was getting my actual permit from the probate court. But I believe they said a legal resident could obtain a carry concealed permit. But the ability for non-citizens to vote in New York is going to come down to legislation. It's going to come down to people voting, ironically enough, on whether this can actually happen. It would be kind of funny if non-citizens were the ones voting to see if they could actually vote in an election. But suffice it to say, I know this is like making all the rounds right now. This is like a huge thing about the Democrats maybe pushing for this across the states. And that much I can actually see and know, because we already saw what they did in 2019, and starting in Pennsylvania, where they tried to change the mail-in ballot laws. And I know many people talk about voter fraud, and the 2020 election. This is still going on. This is a very hot button issue among the right, among a lot of the new tech. I see this every single day, the audits and so forth. And I empathize and I understand what these people are saying, but you have to understand, the Democrats arranged for these laws and policies and rules to change, allowing for them to be able to have this mail-in ballot, what I call the publisher clearinghouse sweepstakes way of voting. It wasn't that it was illegal. It was just that it was just a very dirty, underhanded, weaselly thing to do. It was despicable, but it was done because they absolutely was going to make sure that President Trump was not going to be reelected. So this could be yet another move, what I call, kind of a passive, soft entry for the Democrats to try to see if they can get legal residents to be able to vote, which would be interesting. I kind of think it's interesting. Illegal immigrants, obviously, I would definitely say no way. Legal residents who contribute to society, contribute to our economy, pay their taxes, obviously, as I just said, contribute or are a contributing factor to our society, would be something we could consider maybe allowing them in, municipalities, local elections. But I'm not really sure entirely if I would be for a general election with a president. But nonetheless, guys, I wanted to bring this to you. I will link the article down below so you guys can read it as whatever's comfortable for you. Also, guys, below this particular video in the description, you'll find the various social media links that I belong to where I post daily. So I would encourage you guys to follow me on those. And of course, I have been putting out some of my video shorts. I hope that's not disturbing a lot of you guys. I know you guys click notifications to be able to keep up with everything that's going here. I am going to be pushing out probably a lot of those video shorts. I need it for the channel. I need it for the traffic. You guys do a great job of helping contribute to the channel and contribute with your likes, shares, and comments. However, I really want to make more of a push as we're getting very close to 7,000. But this is something that's affecting everybody across the board on the internet, all YouTube creators. So I just want to keep going out. So I don't want to like overwhelm you guys with notifications in regard to video shorts. I try to uncheck to notify you guys, so just so you know. But I did want to bring this article to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, you can always subscribe to the channel by clicking on the icon that you see appearing right there on the screen, and you can get notifications there. And of course, if you're following me on New Tech, I would ask you guys to give me a follow there, and I will see you guys in the next video.